And then how am I using my tongue? This ni'mah of the tongue. Ah, the tongue. Ah, the tongue. The tongue. And let me pause here for a moment, my dear brothers and sisters. The tongue. Few words only. It suffices that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, whose akhlaq we are learning about, whose mission we are learning about, الذي لا ينطق عن الهوى. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam never speaks a word out of the lower state of the self, of the nafs, al-hawa. إن هو إلا وحي يوحى. He says sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in an authentic text, addressing one of the companions and therefore teaching us, يا معاذ ثكلتك أمك وهل يكب الناس على وجوههم في جهنم أو على مناخرهم في جهنم إلا حصائد ألسنتهم. I beg of you, sisters and brothers, to please pay heed to this one. Look at this. He says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, what means, O Mu'adh, may your mother mourn you. Because Mu'adh said to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Ya Rasulullah, أَوَ نُحَاسَبُ عَلَى مَا نَقُولُ. Shall we be held accountable with even the words that we utter here and there? وَمَا يَلْفِظُ مِنْ قَوْلٍ إِلَّا لَدَيْهِ رَقِيبٌ عَتِيدٌ. Every word uttered, says Allah Azza wa Jal in the Quran, every word uttered, says Allah Azza wa Jal in the meaning of this ayah, is recorded by a malak. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says to Mu'adh, may your mother mourn you, O Mu'adh. Something terrible is coming. You're dead, in other words. If you don't get this, you are dead. What else besides the harvest of the tongues causes most humans to be dragged onto their faces into the fire of hell? Yet what is the ni'mah most used by us? As one alim said, if we were to use our hands and legs and other senses as often as we use our tongues, they will collapse with fatigue.
Tongue is a very strong muscle, and there's so many muscles in it.
However, in this natural order that Allah created, Allah Azza wa Jal indicating something to those of the human beings and of the believers who have some hikmah left. As one alim said, Subhanallah, Allah Azza wa Jal created the tongue and created two gates before you get to the tongue. Keep it inside. The first gate, the second gate, Subhanallah, isn't it? Subhanallah. Remember, Allah does not create things abathan, in vain. Every creation of Allah Azza wa Jal has hikam, not only one hikmah. And Abu Darda radiallahu ta'ala anhu wa ardah, the companion, is related to have said, أنصف أذنيك من لسانك فإنما جعل لك أذنان ولسان. He said, what means, do justice to your ears from your tongue. For you were given 2 ears and 1 tongue, in order that you listen and hear more than you speak. And one wise man wisely said, لساني كالعقرب إذا أرسلته لدغني. My tongue, said he, rahimahullah ta'ala, is like a scorpion. If I let it loose, it will begin by biting me. Every word I utter is a poisonous bite, most likely, that I have to reckon with on the day of judgment. And yet the desire to speak is so intense because the nafs inside is at a lower level. When it is exalted, you know what the cure of that is? Said one alim when asked by a serious student who had exalted perhaps himself into the levels in ascension to the great ways of akhlaq, when he asked his teacher and said, "Teacher, when shall I speak? متى أتكلم ومتى أصمت؟ فأجابه إن أعجبك الكلام فاصمت وإن أعجبك الصمت فتكلم." Then he answered him, rahimahullah, when you have an urge to speak, keep quiet. When you have an urge to keep quiet, you may speak. لذلك من خلق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه كان طويل الصمت. Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم's khuluq, who reached the most excellent ways and states of beauty of akhlaq, he used to have prolonged intervals of silence. Prolonged intervals of silence. And when he spoke gems and diamonds and pearls. من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليقل خيرا أو ليصمت, says our teacher Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, whosoever truly has iman in Allah and on the day of judgment, let him or her keep quiet. Or speak a word of truth, or a word of khair that is beneficial, or keep quiet. And what is beneficial? What is beneficial? Beneficial could be either relative or not relative. Relative, if you look at it from the nafsani point of view and from the relativistic point of view of morality. But if you look at it from the divine norm, the shar'i norm, then what is khair of words? Words that help me in my journey of ubudiyah to Allah Azza wa Jal. Any words, any ilm, any activity that does not help me fulfill the purpose for which I am. It's logical. Then that is not khair. The tongue, my dear brothers and sisters, is the other key, and the most used key by shaitan to open the heart, one of the gates to the qalb, to occupy it. Backbiting, ghibah, namimah, sowing seeds of hatred between people, ridiculing people, making fun of people, cursing at people, lying, conspiring with words. Nowadays we have talk shows, as I said earlier, in which people are paid millions of dollars to lie and to ridicule others. And it is called civility. It is called civilized behavior, civilized entertainment. Wallahi la tus'alunna 'anil na'im. By Allah, we will be asked for every word we uttered. And those whom Allah Azza wa Jal exalted in knowledge and in practice of that knowledge have kept their tongues jailed. And thus said one of them, if there is anything worthier, there is nothing, worthier than long sentences of jail, there is nothing worthier for long sentences of jail than the tongue. But remember, the nafs in those lower states feeds this desire for talking that which is not beneficial in our ultimate purpose for which we were created. And then al-batn,